Some stars leave an impression that lasts forever. One such star is Ann-Margret, the Swedish-born beauty whose charm and charisma captured the hearts of millions. But there is something even more striking about her daring photos that show a fearless side of her personality. In this video, we are going to explore Ann-Margret in her most stunning, unforgettable moments that left fans talking everywhere. Ann-Margret was born in 1941 in Sweden. Her journey from a small town to Hollywood stardom is like a story from a movie. She moved to the United States as a teenager and quickly became a sensation. But it was not just her talent on screen that made people notice her. It was her confidence, her beauty, and yes, the bold photos that showed she was not afraid to be herself. One set of photos, in particular, has become legendary. In these images, Ann-Margret appears in a G-string, showing off her toned figure and confidence. These pictures were daring for their time, pushing boundaries and challenging what was acceptable for female celebrities. She did not just pose, she told a story with every glance, every move, every smile. When you look closely at these photos, you notice the details. Her hair, perfectly styled. Her makeup, subtle but striking. Her posture, strong and confident. Everything was carefully crafted to show a side of her that was bold and fearless. It is easy to see why these photos made such an impact. They were not just pictures, they were a statement. Ann-Margret started her career as a singer and dancer, appearing on television and in movies. She quickly gained attention for her charm and energy. But she was not just another pretty face. She had talent, drive, and a unique personality that made people notice. Her photos in the G-Strlng series showed a more personal, daring side, one that made fans feel like they were seeing a part of Ann-Margret no one else got to see. What makes these photos stand out even more is how they compare to her on-screen image. In movies, she was glamorous, charming, and playful. In these photos, she was fearless, confident, and unapologetically herself. It is a mix that few celebrities have managed to capture so perfectly. Let us talk about her style. The G-Strlng photos were simple in design but powerful in effect. Minimal clothing meant that everything else had to communicate her personality. And Ann-Margret did that brilliantly. Every curve, every pose, every glance told a story. These were not just ordinary pictures. They were a celebration of her strength, beauty, and courage. When these photos came out, fans had a lot to say. Some were amazed, some were shocked, but most could not stop looking. Ann-Margret had a way of capturing attention without saying a word. Her photos were not just about revealing her body. They were about showing her confidence, her charm, and her fearless spirit. Looking back today, it is easy to see why these photos still capture attention. Ann-Margret's energy and charm never fade. Her daring spirit reminds us that confidence comes from being true to yourself. And that is something timeless. These images are more than just pictures. They are pieces of history showing how bold and creative she was. Ann-Margret's life was full of highlights. She worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, starred in unforgettable movies, and won awards for her talent. But her photos in the G-Strlng remain a symbol of her fearlessness and self-expression. They show a side of her that was brave, unapologetic, and uniquely her own. So, what can we learn from Ann-Margret? Beyond her beauty and talent, she teaches us the power of confidence and being true to yourself. She was not afraid to show who she really was, and that is why people still admire her today. Whether it is her movies, her singing, or her bold photos, Ann-Margret left a mark that will not be forgotten. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the life and daring moments of Ann-Margret, make sure to explore more stories about legendary stars who shaped the world of entertainment in their own unique ways.